Okay, sweet. Today we are talking about your list, your master list, and how it's your lifeline in this business. I want you to think about your list as a living, breathing document that you have to take care of. And I want you to put every living, breathing person that you know on your list. So a lot of times this can be scary for new coaches because they're like, I don't want to spam my friend. I don't want to be that person. And I'm not asking you to be that person. In fact, we're going to dive really deep into how to make genuine connections and not be salesy. So we're not asking you to do that. We're just asking you for now to think of people that you know, everyone you know, and don't make prejudgments or assumptions for them, right? Like when someone gets married, they send out 200 invitations, right? You don't get to decide whether or not Sarah, who was invited, wants to go to the wedding. That's up to her, right? She gets to RSVP or not, depending on her schedule, if she's available, if she can afford to travel, how well she knows the bride and groom, whatever. There's a lot of factors. And the same is true with people on your list. You don't get to make a decision for them. It's your almost obligation to offer them something wonderful and then let them decide. Some of the most amazing coaches and women that I've gotten to work with who've really just surprised me and been a huge blessing and grown huge businesses of their own are women that I wouldn't have necessarily put on my list thinking, oh, she's going to want to do this. They're just women I wrote down because I knew them, they were in my life, and I didn't want to do them the disservice of not letting them make their own decision. So you really do want to make a list. You want to make it a long one, and you want to think of everyone you know. People have been involved in your life, people you know through, mom groups or school or high school or college friends or work friends or people in your community who seem like they're influencers in any way, shape, or form. And we'll give you some more prompting ideas on who to add, but really just everyone you've ever known. A great thing that I like to do when I'm starting my list, and I teach my coaches too, is to go back through who has recently interacted with anything you've posted on social media. So the last, 10 posts that you've made, who's commented on it or liked it or loved it or double tapped it on Instagram? Who's watching your story? Whose name do you keep seeing has eyes on your story on Instagram or Facebook? Those are people who are obviously already interested in what you're doing in life. So they're great people to put on your list. And now we've given you this document in the training to kind of help prompt you. This is divided into an invitation list and a connection list, meaning just people you'll reach out to versus people you'll invite to something. Personally, I don't think that they have to be mutually exclusive. I think a lot of the people that you connect with will end up being the people that you invite. And people always surprise you. My great Aunt Mary is a raving fan of Shakeology. She's in her late 80s. She's totally surprised me with that. She's not someone I would have thought to ask to try it, but she even went off her diabetic medication because of it. So it's not your job to make decisions for people. It's just your job to reach out and offer them first a relationship, invite them into a relationship with you. That's all connecting is. And then later that opens the door to inviting them into what you're doing, maybe in a challenge group or with Beachbody On Demand or trying Shakeology, etc. So you want to create your master list, and then you want to always be adding to it, right? As you take people off, you have to put more people on. And again, this is just looking back at recent social media shares, who's liked or commented on anything. This is who you recently met at carpool or yoga class, or who recently friended you on Facebook. You want to always be adding their name, because from that list is how you really grow a strong business that you're tracking. And it's so vital. Okay, the last thing about list making. It's a good idea to have a chicken list. And a chicken list is the names of people that you would really love to work with because you so admire them. You think they're amazing. You love the quality of their character. And they're just someone who really has that something. And you think that they would be amazing to work with or be on your team or be in a challenge group. But you're scared to invite them because you maybe just think that they're not going to want what you have to offer, or maybe you're slightly, just making some pre-assumptions like, oh, she's already successful in her own marketing career, so she's not going to want to hear about a coaching business. We can't do any of that. decision making. We just have to put their name on our chicken list and then be bold enough to reach out. So I like to have a list of everyone I know, and then a chicken list of people that, I really think are high caliber, high quality people that I would love, 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 love to have on my team. So you have to be able to come up with more than 25 people. Absolutely. I think your list should start with at least 50 people on it, 100%. And here are some ideas of people that you might know. Parents of kids' classmates, parents in all kids' activities, teachers, active military or military spouses. This is huge because with Team Beachbody, military gets to have a coach account for free. Your church, friends of friends, your spouse's network, past and present colleagues, maybe someone who is a member of the Chamber of Commerce locally, anybody in your community who's a mover and a shaker. And with this list, you're just going to identify people that you will eventually reach out to, either to just connect, to have a conversation and catch up, or to invite them into something that you're doing and expose them more to your world as a coach. You don't have to be afraid or worry about any of that right now. Again, we're going to train you on how to have authentic, genuine connections and not feel like a salesy, spammy person. But you do need to start with a list of who you'll reach out to. So I would like to see a picture of your list in the comments below. You can certainly use this document that we've given you as a prompt. And the best place to start is really go back and see who's already following you and watching you on social media. So hope that makes sense. If you have any questions, feel free to chat them in the comment section.